Today is a Monday here. Beautiful day, beautiful weather out. And Monday is usually the day that we roast coffee at the studio. So that's what we'll be doing today. Yeah, I feel really excited. We got this nice little project where, we have the two shops, we have the catering garage, and then the roasting studio. We've decided to basically try and make that a space where we can host people, host events, workshops, tasting. So we're sort of doing this slow and steady overhaul of the space. So it's been a really fun project to kind of design and kind of create this industrial space that also feels like fun and comfortable. So a big piece of that is a couch, and we got one. There it is, freaking all 85 something pounds of it. So that's also one of the things we got to figure out today, is how to get this thing into the studio and set up. I really have no idea how. It's definitely not fitting in my car. So we'll hope that we could figure out a creative solution. But for now, let's finish this coffee, grab all our stuff, and get out of here. All right, so here we are in the roasting studio, and about to start roasting some coffee, which is always fun. For both shops and the catering, takes a little bit of math to figure out how much to roast. So basically each thing has a par, like how much they have to have on hand. And then we just subtract the par by the current inventory. Then you got to do a little math to account for basically shrinkage of like the coffee bean as you roast. And that gives you how many pounds total you have to put in the roaster. And then you just divide that by 8 pounds per batch, and that gives you the total amount of batches. And then I throw an extra batch in there for retail bags, stuff like that. Sometimes we have some wholesale orders that will up the amount of batches as well. So today we're roasting, I think it's like 10 or 11 8-pound batches. Also, we got some samples from different importers that we work with. So we just put together a big coffee order, which you'll see us hopefully receive that pallet order in this video. It's a lot of work, especially since our studio is on the second floor. It's not like, just back in the garage and we're done. So this year we're trying to do a lot of letting you guys in on what we're doing and what we're working with and what we're trying to achieve. And some of that trying to tell a little bit of our story. So thank you so much for being here. Yeah, let's get to roasting, I guess. It's about to get loud, so glad we had this little moment to just chill for a sec. Turn on the power, starting the motors. Turn on the burner, baby. So right now, this is the preheating phase where, basically we let this roaster come up to temp, and then kind of just like an oven at home. We wanted to kind of retain all that heat so that we have a consistent heat source as we dump in these beans that are cold. We just want to make sure we got enough heat in there so that the roast is steady. We don't have major drop-offs in temperature and stuff like that. Now we're going to vacuum out any excess chaff from prior roast, and then we'll start weighing out our beans, doing some math, and also drinking a little coffee as we go. This is a bag of coffee chaff. This is the stuff that, as you roast the dry beans, the outer layer of that bean eventually sheds, and you get all of this loose chaff. It smells delicious. It's like sweet and sugary and cherry-y. It's pretty cool. But you gotta get that stuff out of here, or else it catches on fire. All right, here's the worst part. Getting this humongous bag in there. It's all right, it's why we go to the gym. Hey, there we go. Whew, easy. Also, we have 1 million of these. If you ever want one, or 100 of them, please take them. Measuring out our house blend, which has a few coffees in it, I'm not telling you what they are or how much, but we got it down to a science. So here we are in the first stage of roasting. This is the drying phase. So while coffee beans come to us dried, they still retain some moisture. And so basically during this phase, we've preheated the roaster to our desired, we call it the charge temp. This is the temperature we're going to use to basically take these beans from room temperature and start to basically inject heat into the beans, also taking moisture out of the beans. And then at a certain point, we'll start to develop some of the sugar caramelization and the typical color that you're used to seeing in coffee. So now you're going to start seeing that pale green turn to this kind of nice golden brown, golden yellow. Now we're starting to caramelize sugars, getting further into the drying phase. So as we hit a certain point, around 7 minutes or so, start to really take this in. You can kind of see this beautiful golden brown color. So at this point, I'm reducing the airflow, reducing the gas, tapering it down, because I want that gas and airflow to taper down, the heat I'm pushing into the beans to taper down, as the beans will now start to push that heat and energy back out. And now we're heading into what's called first crack, where that energy from the bean starts to come out in a pretty intense way. And you can probably hear some of the cracking now. All right, we're coming to the end of the roast. We put a little gas back in, close the airflow a bit, just so we don't lose all of the heat. So we need these beans to keep cooking to a certain point. Now I'm just a few degrees out, so I'm kind of letting the roast finish up, taking the gas all the way out, and here we go. The magic moment. All right, so there you go. That's the first roast of the day, done. I'll probably take a little sample, grind it, smell it, maybe even brew it, just to make sure all the normal flavors that I'm expecting in the house blend are there. Okay, so the coffee pallet has arrived. Yeah, I'm kind of dreading this. It's like every bag is like 160 pounds or something. So it's like leg day all over again. So let's get it done. So yeah, there it is. All 6 bags, which is nice. Usually we get like 10 or 12. There they are in all their beauty. So yeah, it looks like my plan is to take these, drop them on this thing, lift them up, put them onto the elevator. Once I get them onto the elevator, then I can bring them upstairs, bring them into the studio one by one. We'll see if this works. I do not feel excited. All right, here we go. Probably just broke that for sure. Yeah, definitely. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Easy. Easy. I think I can just, hopefully, not like this. Okay, easy. Easy. Go. Okay. I don't know if you know, but 60 kilograms. Actually, don't know how many pounds that is, but it's heavy, dude. Heavy. Easy. Okay, here it is. All the coffee in the studio. I feel so tired now. I think I'm gonna have a drink of water. Well, here it is. We got lots of cool coffees in today. Some more coming in the next few weeks. So we'll be making new labels, cupping them, sampling them, deciding how I'm going to roast them, and hopefully be available for you to try soon. All right, we're loaded in. What's the plan?
Well, the plan is to make this space better than it is now, so that we can have more fun here and let other people have fun.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of work ahead of us. That's how we know we made it. Polished floors, and we come in with our slippers. Slippers at the door waiting for us.
Yeah, it's not that crazy.
Careful, it says do not open them with the box. Because people do it and they cut the cushions. And like,
yeah.
Where's my cushion cut? Oh, you?
Okay, well. Awesome. Okay. Okay, pop off. Instructions is such your thing. I think that you...
Anna would disagree wholeheartedly.
You were so made for this.
Free pillows?
No idea.
Those are,
I have to stuff these? That's exhausting. Can't it come pre-stuffed? Jam it in there. How's that looking?
horrible.
How's it looking from your angle? It's like a painting. You just gotta let it. It don't look good till it's almost done. All right, one more time with feeling.
With feeling.
Okay.
Does that feel right?
No. Careful how you pick it up. Yeah, you gotta put a foot under like an old cart or something. Okay. Whoop. Oh. Nice. Woo. That only took all of the energy I have today. So now
we need a table.
Yeah, that table's too round and too big. And then we need a rug.
Rug and a table, I think, would really take it to everything, after everything else, to the next level.
And a carpet. Yeah. Just really tearing into that.
Wow. Are we building this out of styrofoam and painting it yellow?
It's a dream. Oh yeah, don't throw that.
I'm gonna place this down gently on this new wood top.
Yeah.
As to not scratch.
That's a normal thing. No one's ever scratched. You said you're gonna place it down what? What's the word?
Gently.
Oh man. There she is. Beautiful.
There's been a lot less assembly required.
Freaking better be. I'm done with this.
Well, we do have to put the condenser in.
Yeah.
And charge it.
Of course.
With the gas.
The Freon.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit. That'd be amazing.
That would be horrible.
So yeah, been quite the day here. Honestly, quite the week. I'm getting the pallet order and organizing all the coffee, organizing the space, ordering some of this stuff, putting it together. And then you just saw we were sample roasting a brand new coffee that we got. It's an anaerobic coffee from Rwanda, which I mentioned. So we just brewed that, giving it a preliminary taste, and it is so freaking good. It's yeah, it's got this nice like strawberry sweetness, a little bit of funk from the anaerobic process and all that. And so yeah, we're really excited to have this space coming together so that we can host you, host small groups for tastings, you know, for coffee classes and stuff like that. So yeah, stick around, and can't wait to share more with you soon.